and they have just completed their very own Grand Prix around the streets of Macau, the gear circuit, the world famous gear circuit, where we have had over the years unrivaled action, unique action, and it is provided by all of the top quality motorsport grids that we have taking to the gear circuit over the course of today. And it starts with the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge, and it looks all rather familiar to those of you that watch Macau from year to year, because it is the cars, the Mitsubishis, the Mini RCZs, that for many, many years in various different races have entertained us. They are a very popular choice of cars, and they give us a very full grid for the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge. 35 cars in total. We'll go down the grid, but before we do, we'll say a very good morning to David Addison.
Forward hugely to race day. Morning, Alan. There you've got the man on pole position, which is on the outside of the front row, the car of last year's winner, Leon Wong. Very busy grid, as you say, busy of cars, busy of people, and as ever, a very colourful grid with the very creative liveries that you always get in this region. As you say, Mitsubishi Lancers rather dominate the grid, but the Minis are Rapids, two different classes because of the engine size of car, so there is that separate battle, if you like, for the smaller engined capacity cars.
And they have their own podium, so there'll be a 1600 podium, an overall podium, and a 2-litre podium as well. We have just seen what it means to win at Macau, an absolutely elated rider on the top step of the podium, hearing the national anthem ringing out around the PA system around Macau just a couple of moments ago, celebrating winning the motorcycle Grand Prix. That's the number 98 car, and that's the car of Mike Ip Un Ho, Mitsubishi Evo 9. Then we have one Subaru on the grid, and you can't miss it. It is very uniquely liveried, that car, very pretty indeed. The number 81 car, and that's Hu Zhou Liang in the Team Prospect Subaru Impreza. Luciano, sorry.
We're going to say one row ahead is this car. Yes, Luciano Castillo-Lamerache, who looked quick yesterday, carving his way up the order, but then lost out on the last lap. I think Mechanical Maladies hit again, and he dropped back a couple of spots.
Car number 20, that's one of the many, many Minis, and one of the many Macau drivers that races here at Macau year after year. Ruri Valent in the premium racing team entered Cooper S. And then one of the Peugeot RCZs, SLM Racing Team, entered car number 12 of Iptak Meng, another driver that has entertained us here at Macau over many years, and at the moment on television with a thumbs up, good to go. Well, they are good to go because they've got an extra few laps to enjoy today. They had a race yesterday, this one today, a 12-lap race, looking at the number 96 car. That's the car of Chang Kin Sang in the Mini Cooper S, and the number 15 car as well, and that's the car of Wan Jingtun, Mitsubishi Evo 9, Evo 9s, Evo 10s I think we've got on the grid. Are there any? No, they are the two types of Mitsubishi Lancers that we have. Number 46, very brightly liveried SLM Racing Team Fiesta, Ford Fiesta, the number 46 car of Junio da Costa Pereira. And an even brighter livery is the 72 car, and that's another one of the Peugeot RCZs of Lang Hum Phai. Always get the opportunity for a thumbs up to the camera. It's a great moment to share with the world the excitement ahead of the race. And Louis Man Phai is another driver that we see regularly here at Macau. Big thumbs up in the Mini. Number 89 is Leon Chuck Nye in the Bobadilla Racing Team entered Mitsubishi Evo 10. Little wave for the motorsport world, and whatever time it is around the world, you can be sure motorsport fans tune in for all the action at Macau, because it is a completely unique and wonderful place to enjoy the Festival of Motorsport. Back to 4 days of motorsport over the course of this weekend, David.
Indeed, with more track time through 2 free flying as well as the 2 races, and of course the return of motorbike racing. Keeping further down on the grid, you see there Wang Tak Phai's Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 9, and that was another car going well. Yesterday, the Mitsubishis on this part of the circuit where it's fast and open, able to stretch their legs, but the smaller engine cars have that ability to claw back some of the lost time through their nimbleness across the top of the circuit, if you like, around the back part where it's very narrow, very twisty. And we also had one or two drivers yesterday in problems, not with contact necessarily, but with mechanical maladies, one or two cars around the circuit. But it was a race rather dominated to begin with yesterday by Geronimo Badaracco, who late race had a mechanical problem, and as he was trying to stop people going past him, like Leon Wong, so through came Chu Fong to go from third to first and take a surprise race win.
Certainly did, and that's confirmation of the grid as they will line up on pole position. It is the car of Chu Fong in the number 18 Mitsubishi Evo, alongside the number 1 car winner of this race last year when it was the Win Macau Challenge Cup of Wong Wan Long in the Mitsubishi Evo 10. It was an all Mitsubishi podium, wasn't it, for the overall places yesterday, but as we said, we will have extra podiums to enjoy after this race, and they will be for the individual classes, for the 1600s and for the 2-litre cars as well. You mentioned Geronimo Badaracco. That was a little surprising when the car ended up at a stop on the circuit. Well, the good news is that the number 28 car will be starting, and according to the grid position that I have in front of me, from 26th place. So we can look forward to a charge through the field from a driver that is always quick, and particularly this weekend at Macau has been incredibly quick, so that is going to be something to watch.
And there are more of those that hit trouble yesterday. The Mini, number 11 there, the white Mini on the left of the screen, Chelly Alves-Diaz, she's normally quick. Anson Wong in the purple, yellow, white Evo that retired early on in the race. Just ahead of him on the grid there was the Kevin Lam Chevrolet Cruze that also stopped. So they've made good for today. But the way that he went yesterday does suggest that Chu Fong, number 18, is going to take some stopping. Leon Wang alongside him then, the all-gold car pretty much that won last year's equivalent race, so another driver to keep an eye on. And as Alan has made the point, longer race today, 12 laps is the plan for this second race for the MGM Macau Roadsport Challenge.
It's quite long compared to the races we had yesterday. Yeah. We had eight lap races, which was the duration of the Motorcycle Grand Prix that we have just enjoyed, and we had 9 lap races. We've got predominantly 12 lap races today, but for the touring cars, 9 lap races as they were yesterday. So final few personnel on the grid. Run away. We started a little overcast here at Macau first thing this morning. That's pretty usual, but as you can see, we've got blue skies, a couple of little wispy clouds in the air. Humidity is high as ever it is, about 88% humidity. 25 degrees, sunshine. We are good to go on the formation lap as they wait for the final couple of lights to go out on the gantry. Right, now prediction time. I know this isn't a very kind thing to do so early in the morning, but Geronimo Badaracco is my question. Where will he get to?
If the car holds together, top 6. Easily.
Yeah, I think you're right. There are limited places to overtake at Macau, so you have to be brave, you have to make the most of it, most of the opportunity. But Badaracco has been superb over the course of this weekend, and I'm sure would have been extremely disappointed not to, at very least, been on the podium yesterday. But probably he was rather expecting that it was going to be a win, and with good reason as well. The car has been great as well. So the cars go off on their formation lap. Important housekeeping to do now. Weave the cars to get heat into the tyres. It's a long circuit. It's a circuit that's got everything. It's got incredibly quick parts of the circuit where you can really utilise the power of the cars, and it's got very testing twists and turns as they elevate to the Melco hairpin ultimately, and that will be as soon as they've completed the Melco hairpin, where you can't overtake in cars, they accelerate down towards the completion of the lap and the start of the next lap, and that whole section is incredibly quick, incredibly thrilling, and provides us every year with the thrills that we enjoy of the Festival of Motorsport that we have here at Macau. So, important work to do now for what is, David, a very full grid.
It's good to see, isn't it? There's a straggler, Anson Wong, who had problems yesterday, has got going a bit late. but he is being dispatched onto that formation. Now he's going to be at the back of the grid anyway on the penultimate row, but the car
is made good now, hasn't it?
Yeah, stopped early yesterday on the first lap after a good start actually, but something in the transmission broke. So out of Lisboa they turn. It is a full grid, it's a busy grid, and it's good to have such a strong interest because, of course, there are limited opportunities to go racing, limited venues in the region, but the support for motorsport around China, Hong Kong is very strong indeed.
And this is a highlight of the year.
Yeah.
They look forward to this for 360 days of the year. They put a great deal of thought into the preparation, the presentation of the cars, and the presentation of the cars is unique. They are Macau drivers, so they are racing on their prestigious home Grand Prix weekend, and liveries come out every year that take our breath away, really, because you wouldn't expect to see such bright cars presented anywhere else in the world. It is superb. It is part of what makes up all the entertainment of the Macau Grand Prix.
And it's also some of the different sponsors as well. There was one car we saw on the grid, for example, with a snooker hall backer, but the Lamborghini Urus leads them around. Rolling start for the Roadsport Challenge, which gives the cars the opportunity, of course, to perhaps get away safer without the risk of anything breaking in transmission from a standing start, but it also means, of course, they arrive at Reservoir and then down towards Mandarin much quicker because they've already got some momentum. There's the lone Subaru going through, number 81 of Wu Zhuoliang. And number 96 Mini, another of the quick minis, Changqin Sang, one to watch also. More fans, rather more standard looking, purple and yellow Mini, starting further back on the grid. So the cars now making their way Moorish Hill. Police, they will come in a moment. You see the Peugeot there, number 12, one of the very smart RCZs, local driver Yi Tap-Nang. And another of the Peugeots is 72, you saw on the grid, Lam Hang Fai, tucked up behind as the cars now head up the hill. Number 46, the Ford Fiesta of Junior Pereira. So you get the point about the variety on the grid. It's not all about the Lancers. They might be the quicker cars, they might be the car of choice at the front of the grid, but there are lots of different options on the grid.
And these cars are tried and trusted. We see them in various different races that we have. As we've said, this race less well populated for obvious reasons last year. The Win Macau Challenge Cup it was last year, but it's great to see back at these these bustling grid numbers that we've got for the Roadsport Challenge. Indicates to all of us we're getting back to normal at Macau, and it is absolutely wonderful to see, because that's what we're used to, these full grids. It's the opportunity for local drivers to take the front page of the local papers and take the plaudits around the world as well. This is an incredibly important weekend for the drivers that come from China, from Macau, and all competing together from Hong Kong, China as well, of course. And the final opportunity now to weave a bit of heat into the tyres. They'll form up side by side. The Lamborghini, once happy in race control that the grid has lined up as it should. Last little weave from Chu Hio Fong, and still doing it actually. So just that opportunity to get that last little bit of heat into the tyres, that might prove critical. We'll see what sort of start we get from Chu Hio Fong, and the Lamborghini will pull off, and that means we are about to go Macau. They round the final bends of the gear circuit up towards the lights. The eyes turn to the gantry, and who's going to get the best start? The red, and out they go, and we go racing for the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge. Who gets the best start? By far, it is the #1 car of Wong Wan Long, the race winner from last year. He's certainly got the drop on Chu Hio Fong. And then they're on the run down towards Lisboa, and that is a really premier overtaking position around the Grand Prix circuit here at Macau, but a great start by Wong Wan Long.
So it is Leon Wong that leads the way and covers off the inside line down to Lisboa. Chu Hio Fong sits in second place. Those two already making good their escape as the rest dive down towards Lisboa for the first time. So far, so good. One just glances the tyres on the outside, and the two race leaders edging away as they head up San Francisco Hill for the first time, with up into third place then. Now, the next of the Mitsubishis of Wang Jin-chun. And so it is Leon Wang leading the way, Chu Hu-fong in second spot, and the gap slightly down then as they wriggle their way towards the S's for the first time.
It was a really good start, wasn't it? Up into third place for Wang Jin-chun in the Mitsubishi Evo 9, up into third place, really quick off the line. So I did see in the background, I was keeping an eye on who was leading, and I did notice in the background someone pulled right the way over to the far side of the track, and it was clearly the number 15 car, because that was a brilliant start, making up a number of places off the start of the race. And those three have already got themselves a good gap over the rest of the field. Around Police they go. That's a right-hander, quickly turns into Moorish Hill, and this is a tricky section. Well, the whole of the circuit is a tricky section, but that catches cars out year after year at Macau. Donna Maria, this is the left-hander, long left-hander that the trio of leaders, the podium sitters at the moment, on this first lap of the race, go around to head down to the Macau hairpin, and then power of these cars, the cars open up, and that's exactly what Leon Wang has done. He's been able to slightly make good the escape from second place, because Chu Hu-fong is having to look in his mirrors, isn't he? The number 15 car is going incredibly well with Wenji Jian Kun at the wheel of that car.
From 10th on the grid, so 10th to 3rd in under a lap, most of it done on the way to Lisboa. So yeah, going really well is Wang Jin-chun up towards the timing line, with the lead gap slightly down again as they there. You can see the way that then Chu Hu-fong is catching back up to Leon Wang, the race leader. The margin between the 1.2 seconds, a further 9/10ths back, is Wang Jin-chun. And then in fourth place right now, it's 82 Wong Kar-hong in another of the Bobadillo Racing Team Lancer Evos. Now on this section of the circuit from Mandarin to Lisboa, it's a chance for the power to kick in. The lead gap might well come down as you see Mochi Fai's Evo 10 smoking and heading for the pit lane.
Yeah, that's not good news, is it? So the number 2 car, Mochi Fai, one of the Bobadilla Racing Team entered Mitsubishis, unfortunately with problems. Now we've mentioned over the course of this weekend and pretty much every weekend before that the Mitsubishis can puff out a bit of smoke, but it's normally nothing to worry about. When it puffs out a little bit more smoke, then it rather does become something to worry about. So even the leader, you can see, is giving out a bit of a trail, and that's another problem. Oh dear, this has been a weekend to forget for the number 59 car of Wong Kwai-wah in the Song Ben Racing Team. So problems for the number 59 again. Started right at the back of the grid, and now we are watching the top 3 twisting their way through what is a very technical part of the circuit. The road is so narrow, the barriers, the walls that they have to contend with, not really place to squeeze a saloon car through, although it has been known. But this is very much where they've closed up, all 3 of them, contesting the top 3 podium positions.
In 5th place, you've got Luciano Castillo-Lamera, but he's been given a 10-second penalty for a jump start, and up into 16th place at the end of the opening lap was Geronimo Badaracco. Now, we were saying he's still got work to do, but again, making progress forward. And in this longer race, then he's got time on his side as the leaders drop back down towards our bend, with again the fight on for second place. Once more there to the inside line looked Wang Jin-chun. He's going to have a go into Fisherman's. He's going to go through on the inside line. Brave stuff, and it worked for him. Good effort that. Wang Jin-chun goes through ahead of yesterday's winner then, who drops to 3rd, Chu Hu-fong.
Well, it was good by both of them. That was a clean manoeuvre and a very quick part of the circuit as well. This is a super race, isn't it, for Wang Jin-chun?
Yeah.
And now looks to be thinking about maybe the top step of the podium is in sight as well. Geronimo Badaracco, that was from 26th to 16th in 1 lap. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
It is, and now we've got further back Chan Chin Ha doing the fastest lap, but look at the way now that that lead gap has come right down. It was half a second over the stripe, and Wang Jintun is going after Leon Wang for leadership as they come down to Lisboa. This is lap 3. He's not quite near enough, I don't think, to make a lunge here, but he's applying pressure, coming back at the pair of the Chu Hu Fong, and he does dive for the inside line. Up the inside goes Wang Jintun, takes the race lead in brave fashion. Leon Wang is delayed, and so Chu Hu Fong nips up the inside, and he goes second.
So it's all change at Lisboa to San Francisco. We have a new race leader. We have a race leader from yesterday into second place. And wow, look at the gap that already this is incredible. The driver that started 10th on the grid got a brilliant start, and that's Wang Jintun is leading the race, and already with a gap over the pursuing Mitsubishis for second and third. Around Teddy Ip into the Solitude S's, the twists and turns. That car is absolutely on fire today. Really brilliant stuff.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what was happening yesterday when it was only 10th. But yeah, you're right, Wang Jintun is absolutely flying. Drama there, and big damage, I'm afraid, to the Peugeot. There's a wheel off the Mini, so number 7 is in strife. Lu Man Fai, you've got the Ip Tak Meng Peugeot, well, bits of it, setting off, and that Mini must have had a brake problem because it never slowed at all. Harpooned was the Peugeot, both into the tyres, but number 7, that Cooper S of Lu Man Fai, just did not slow down at all, did it?
Oh dear, oh dear. Now the Peugeot got as far as, well, almost up to San Francisco. You can see it popped up by the barrier on the right-hand side. The Mini is going nowhere. It's got deranged wheels, so therefore it needs to be lifted out of the way. The leader already twisting around the very, very tight Melco hairpin. It's the 98 car we're seeing of Mike Ip Yoon Ho in the Evo 9.
He was about to lose the praise, wasn't he, there as well, as a leader comes towards us. So Wang Jintun looking rather dominant at the moment, being pursued by yesterday's winner Chu Hu Fong, but has Leon Wang got a problem? Well, having lost the race lead, he's not really coming back at these two, is he?
No, at the moment it would suggest that this is the class of the field. This is incredibly impressive by the number 15 car of Wang Jintun in the Mitsubishi Evo 9. Impressive gap that, and as they now complete 3 laps, Chan Chi Ha puts in a fastest lap of the race with the 2:35.372, makes up a place on that lap as well, up into 5th position. Luciano Castillo Ramirez drops down a place into 6th position, and when we say lift, it's a pretty quick operation that they can effect here at Macau. Lifting equipment already in place for the little Mini. They'll get that neatly out of the way.
Except others so nearly collect it there. Number 25 is Chan Chi Ha. So you can understand why the marshals ran for cover. Lead gap's coming down again, though, isn't it? Because it was 2 seconds over the timing line. And now, look, Wang Jintun is being attacked by Chu Hu Fong. So the two Lancers, this rather elasticated gap on this lap, Chu Hu Fong having another push. Like we saw yesterday, that car had good and bad parts of the race. It came good right at the very end. And so half a lap ago, we said that Wang Jintun looked rather dominant. Not anymore.
No, that was a really narrow escape, wasn't it, for the car in 5th place, the number 25 car of Chan Chi Ha. It was a centimetre away from connecting the Mini that was being, and that is the car in 5th place, the 25 car, that has the fastest lap of the race at 2:35.372. So we've got a battle on for the lead in this SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge. Cars and drivers that entertain us every year. There'll be full grandstands right from the start of the day to enjoy the Motorcycle Grand Prix, the return of the Motorcycle Grand Prix, and all of the races that we have here at Macau. It's a family event. The grandstands will be packed. The families get themselves ready for a day in the grandstands. They come armed with umbrellas to keep the sunshine off them so that they can enjoy the whole day.
Yellow flags at all marshals posts, so I suspect we are about to go to a full course yellow in order to get the Peugeot out of the way. The race director would have seen what so nearly happened down at Lisboa with the Mini and the errant Lancer of Chan Chi Ha. And what this is going to serve to do, look, is slow up everybody, and with the leader having just caught back markers and unable to overtake, So the lead gap is going to come right down, because now 3 for the race lead. It's number 37 that was about to be lapped there, the car of Siu Meng In. But the race leader has caught him. He can't overtake because of the yellow flag. So it's now all of a sudden 3, almost 4 for the lead, nose to tail, coming up towards the line.
It's going to be an interesting restart, this, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And 5 laps are now complete in a 12-lap race. I keep thinking back to that near miss for Chan Chi Ha. It's very lucky, up into 4th position.
Yeah. And Luciano Castillo-Lamerache is up into 5th. You can see him in the background, number 3, but he's got the penalty for a jump start. Geronimo Barraco is in 10th. There is the Mini.
It's never elegant, is it?
I was about to say it's not graceful, but it's being lifted. The roadie's almost clear, but the Peugeot needs to be retrieved as well.
Never elegant, but very effective. And we have a leader, Wan Jin Chung. 4 laps completed now in a 12-lap race. There's plenty more race left in this.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, all the debris seems to be gone down at Lisboa as well. They have a huge amount of marshals around the gear circuit. We've still got that Peugeot RCZ next to the barrier on the run up towards San Francisco Hill. But the marshals, it is incredible how quickly they can do a huge amount of work. There is always a sense of urgency whenever they are called into action. They run to the scenes. They are incredibly effective. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, very well drilled operation, isn't it? So the yellow flags are still there. The yellow lights flash all the way around the circuit. And right now, the race order is Wan Jin Chun leading there, number 15, ahead of Chu Hu Fong in 2nd place, number 18, and then number 1 of Leon Wong in 3rd place. 4th is Chan Chi Ha, despite his scare at Lisboa. In 5th place, number 3, Luciano Castillo-Lamerache. And then 6th, also going well today, Sabino Osorio Matias Lai in another of the Evos. In 7th place now, it is Wang Ka Hong's Evo 10. Then, with the green flag being shown, we're back racing. 9th is Geronimo Barraco.
And yeah, as soon as the green flag was shown at all marshal posts around the circuit, the traffic that we were worried about was not a problem, because the top cars were able to whiz straight the way through and resume their battle. The leader is now going to be in traffic for the remainder of the race. The size differential is really noticeable, isn't it, as you look down on the Melco hairpin from that really high camera point. They are going to be dealing with traffic now for the duration of the race. Wan Jin Tung with a 2:37.543 compares to a 2:35.372.
Whoa, contact there. The leader in traffic gets in the back of the back marker, fires him into the wall, and Wan Jin Chun's race is coming to an end with the frontal damage, and that puts Chu Hu Fong into the race lead. But the back marker suddenly given a big whack in the back. I think it was the King Then Fiesta that got in the way of the race and got into the back of him, and the whole complexion of the race has now changed.
The race was going so well, wasn't it? A superb start by Wan Jin Chun, and then on the restart, this is what happened. The 66 car, the very urgent driving from the race leader, unfortunately clipping the back of the car that was about to go a lap down, and that car is going no further. What a shame. The race was going so well.
Yeah, I mean, King then did sort of move across. I think committed to the outside line was Chen Jin Hun, and then he tried to switch to the inside, and we're going to get the safety car after that, with the Fiesta needing to be removed. So the safety car now is being deployed. That's the danger of the full course yellow, that it put the leaders into traffic, whereas a safety car will give them clear road.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's done is done, and so it is yesterday's winner, Chu Hu Fong, leading again now today. But after a great drive for Wan Jin Chun, it has all come to an end, I'm afraid, by making contact with King Veng, who I think he's all rather mystified as to what happened, because all of a sudden, bang, he got a big whack that turned him around, and he was hit again to sort of knock him out of the way. But the race leader was going to the outside line, which was a strange place to go anyway, to lap a car, rather than just wait and go to the inside.
It just all felt a bit urgent after the...
Yeah, a bit desperate.
Just a little bit too urgent.
Anyway, it's bitten, I'm afraid, Wan Chin-chun and safety car.
Particularly on that part of the circuit, because that's where it begins to open out. So there is opportunity for a much quicker car to get neatly past traffic.
But you don't go to the outside to try it anyway, do you?
No.
It's always a gamble, and we saw a GT driver try it yesterday, and he lost places rather than gain. So, yeah, rather than just waiting, Wan Chin-chun got a little bit desperate, and sadly, with damage, he's out of the race, and Kim Deng's car needs retrieval as well. So safety car deployed, and there's the other part of the story.
Oh dear. So quite a bit of fluid. I wonder how much of that fluid is down on the circuit as well. Certainly debris needs to be recovered from the circuit after what was a fairly hefty coming together there for the race leader in traffic.
The two hits, weren't there? There was the first one around, and then the second one that sort of biffed him out of the way.
And the good news for Geronimo Badaracco fans around the world, up into 7th place now as a result of that, from, let me just remind you, from 26th on the grid, if you please.
So we said the top 6, he's almost there, and there, as the laps tick on down, there is, of course, the timed element to this. We've got 17 minutes just under of the time done, and towards us comes then the lead car, Chu Fong, and waiting to see Geronimo Badaracco in 7th place closing on this leading line. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 of them together. Badaracco not that far behind, catching up now.
So it's going to be all about when they can go racing again and keeping a bit of heat into the tyres. They didn't. It's quite interesting actually, because there was a full course yellow, so they then go immediately back into racing. So there's no sort of warning that the safety car is putting off. So we'll just weave the cars, get the heat back into the tyres again. It was all quite immediate, that, wasn't it?
It was, yes, which is one of the good things about the full course yellow. You know, you can instantly deploy it, you can instantly withdraw it. But here they catch the safety car now, and it calms down the pace of the race a little bit, and it also takes the race leaders away from the back markers and vice versa. Again, it lets the back markers catch up and means they don't spend the next lap or so on the restart panicking about the quicker cars coming past. So the back of the queue, there should now be Geronimo Badaracco catching up. He's got a bit of traffic still to negotiate, but the leaders come down towards Mandarin now. Right,
now let me my thoughts while we've got the safety car out.
Ooh, go on.
We have
I'm braced.
Well, I've been dissecting the timing screen while the cars have been under the control of the Lamborghini. And Chu Fong, who is our winner from yesterday, the best lap of the race so far. And bear in mind they've now completed half of the race. Best lap for the leader, a 2:38.799. Best lap for Wang Wanlong, who was last year's winner, a 2:39.379. Third place, number 25, who clearly has luck on his side today because of the little avoidance that he had at this corner of a stricken car earlier on in the race, avoided it by about a centimetre. Chan Chin Ha has got the fastest lap of the race so far. It's a 2:35.372. So 2:38 for the leader, 2:39 for second place, 2:35. That could be fireworks, couldn't it?
Absolutely. To counter that, I would offer you that the other two have largely been involved in a battle for much of the race, either chasing Wan Chin-chun or fighting him or each other, whereas Chan Chi Ha was able to do that fast lap with clear track space ahead of him. He doesn't have that luxury anymore, but you're right, he's had the pace and so can now take that lead fight to the two ahead of him. Geronimo Badaracco has got to get himself up past a back marker or two, notably, first of all, the Volkswagen Sirocco of Leung Yok Choi. So when the lights go out on top of the safety car, we'll know that it's heading for the pit lane. And there you can see number 28, Geronimo Badaracco, in a car that was yesterday, and then hit mechanical strife in the late race. He's got the Rui Valenta Mini behind him. The other Mini that started way back on the grid of Chelio Alvash had problems again, I'm afraid, and dropped out of the race. So very disappointing weekend for him, as the cars now work lap 7 out of the 12. And mind you,
we do have two categories within this race. We have the 1600s being led in 8th place overall by the number 20 premium racing team Mini Cooper S of Valent. Is the 21 RPM Racing Mini. It's Loman Kit. And third place in the 16 category is lap 5. And that car is currently down in 11th place overall. So that gives you an idea of the categories. They'll have a podium of their own.
We've got a race on our hands at the end of this lap. The safety car is due in, as you can see. The lights will be out. The safety car will start to quicken its pace to pull in. The race leader then, Chu Fong, becomes the man that will control that restart and decide when to floor the throttle. This gives, again, Geronimo Badaracco a chance to try to gain ground. But remember, you can't overtake until you get to the timing line, and he can't therefore attack that back marker. So if the Sirocco is not on its toes, it's going to cost Badaracco time, because the cars on the lead lap will be able to get away. His next target is going to be Mike It, number 98, as they come then through Fisherman's down towards Arben. Lights out, safety car ready to peel in, but he's keeping everybody stacked up behind him. To the outside line looks Leon Wang there, ready for the restart. He wants to be in some clear air.
Ready to pounce, they are, as we get back racing underway for the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge. Good start, good restart by Chu Fong, race winner from yesterday, but last year's winner is right on his tail, and this is going to be exciting down towards Lisboa. Look at that. And also the 25 car of Chan Chi Ha is also going to have a look. He's going to have a challenge for second place. That's going to work, isn't it, as they go down towards Lisboa? It certainly will. So through the very fast corner at Mandarin on the rundown, we've got a new second place car, and the number 1 car seems to have dropped back a little bit.
It does, and Geronimo Badaracco has lost time in the traffic, but now he's got clear of the Sirocco. He's pushing as the leaders come into Lisboa. Chan Chi Ha on a mission. He's right up against the tyre stack then. Hustles on up San Francisco Hill. Just glanced off it, didn't he?
Just brushed it, didn't he? But look at the pace as they go into... No! Can you go through there? You can. Yes, you can. And a very good news. We have a new race leader, and it's Chan Chi Ha.
And up into second place then now also is number 1 of Leon Wang, because Chu Fong has got a problem. The car has slowed, it's dropped right back. So now up into third is Sabino Osorio Matthias Lai, and there, look, 18 is fading. Proof that number 25 Chan Chi Ha did brush the tyres is that the mirror has folded back on the left-hand side. But all of a sudden, not only is he looking strong, but so too is Sabino Osorio Matthias Lai. Really different order today from yesterday. And Leon Wang, which is a car that hasn't had the pace really all weekend, is under attack once again for second place. The leader is building that gap. Chan Chi Ha on a mission right now.
Is this not proving what we've said so many times over the course of the 4 days here at Macau this year, that you really can't predict what is about to happen? We had it with the GT4 cars. The Lamborghini took pole position, having not given us any kind of idea that it would until we got to qualifying. I don't think we've had a particular intention from Chan Chi Ha until now.
He was 16th on the grid, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
So out of nowhere, he doesn't just lead, but he's pulling away. Sabino Osorio Matthias Lai also doing a good job here, picking his way through the order from lower down on the grid, and others with problems, therefore fading accordingly. There's still Badaracco to keep an eye to, but Chan Chi Ha heads now up towards the end of lap 8. We'll see what that margin is. That is Lai going through then now in third place. Fourth behind is the penalised car of Luciano Castillo Lamerash. And over the timing line comes the new race leader, Chan Chi Ha. I've rather lost count of how many different leaders we've had in this race, but the list is growing.
It doesn't matter. It's just who's leading now.
Exactly.
And it certainly is the number 25 car from way down on the grid. 16th on the grid, that car started. It now leads, and as you can see there, there's no symmetry to the wing mirrors. That was a little glance on the barrier on the outside of the exits of Lisboa on the previous lap, and it was Rob Huff, winner of one of the touring car races yesterday, who once said if he finishes the race with 2 wing mirrors, he clearly wasn't trying hard enough. Well, the race leader's done one, and let's see if it finishes the race with both of them slightly deranged, because that was a great move. It's not often you see a car squeeze through, particularly for the lead of the race on this, which is the twisty section of the lap. So very brave stuff indeed. He clearly knows that the pace is there in the car and has been for the entire duration of the race so far. And goodness me, is there another challenge? That's a challenge for second place as the number 5 car of Osorio Matias Lai having a very close look at the back of Wong Wang Long's car.
Which is just not right this weekend. It's near the front, but it's never been the dynamite weapon that it was last season, and right now does not have the pace to go after Chan Chi-ha in the race lead, and is therefore being further delayed by having to defend second spot now from Sabino Osorio Matias Lai down towards police. They come. Leader is escaping all the time.
Yeah, and that's not good. That gap is not going to come down if they carry on battling away for third place, because very much the intentions of Leon Wong are in the mirrors at the moment, and we're on the technical part of the circuit. You need to concentrate on the driving, but already the intention has been shown by the third place car of Sabino Osorio Matias Lai to offer any opportunity to overtake. I do rather like it when they try and overtake on the twisty bit that you don't expect them to. It must come as a bit of a surprise if you're the car in front and you think, are you going to try this?
Yeah.
It's how we got the lead of the race, because that was exactly what Chan Chi-ha did in the number 25 car. Confirmation on the screen. This, the battle for second place. You can see at the front of the screen your leader, car number 25. But last year's winner, Leon Wong, defending. What's going to happen this time as they head down towards Mandarin and then on towards Lisboa?
Well, there is the gap. It's about 3 lengths, if that, between second and third as they come over the timing line once again. And Leon Wong having to think about defending. So now the rather dominant race leader is Chan Chi-ha, extending that margin all the time. 4/10 of a second is the gap then, second to third. But a good run out of Mandarin ought to give Sabino Osorio Matias Lai, number 5 in third place, a chance to challenge. Leon Wong moves across, tries to cover off the inside line. In fourth place in the background is Lamerash, who's got that jump start penalty, and in turn he's well clear, isn't he, of anybody else?
I think Leon Wong has got the measure of the number 5 car as they go up towards San Francisco. We've got the stricken number 73 Peugeot RCZ of Choi Chang Va in the middle of the circuit. So certainly they had to go single file as they went past, but on that part of the circuit, the opening part of the circuit, it looks like Wong's got the measure of the number 5 car in third place. On this twisty section, that's when they tend to close up together.
Indeed, yes. Again, drivers with strengths and weaknesses around the circuit, because there's a lot to a lap around here. And so
there's everything, isn't there?
Pretty much. Yeah. With that Peugeot in the way, the driver's being warned about it with a yellow flag. It's going to affect lap times, but a bit of a scare to suddenly accelerate out of a corner and find a car. Oh, red flag, stationary in the middle of the road. Right. Red flag being shown, and with the race on lap 10, 9 laps done, it won't be restarted, and that gives you a result. So Chan Chi-ha takes the race win. Shame it had to come to an end, but with the car in the middle of the road, there wasn't really time to put the safety car out to then neutralise the race, to remove the car and to restart. A red flag is the outcome, and Chan Chi-ha takes honours then in the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge after a really lively race of changing fortunes for lots of drivers, but a real shame, sad to say. Red flag stops the race. It's not going to be restarted, but Chan Chi-ha takes the win.
So due to be a 12-lap race, ended up to be slightly shy of a 10-lap race, as our race winner makes a cautious route around the Melco hairpin. But I think Chan Chi-ha can be very, very pleased with that. Early on, showed the intention for this race. 2:35.372 is the fastest lap of the race. Did anyone get anywhere near? No, not by about 3 seconds. And that intention was played out during the race. Got the lead by a very brave manoeuvre in the twisty part of the circuit into pit lane well before anyone else. And with the red flag waving, the rest of the field thread their way around the Melco hairpin. But that is the story of this race. It is the car that started 16th on the grid of Chan Chi-ha.
which is quite a drive, isn't it?
It really is.
And we were right, because we were predicting Geronimo Badaracco for the top 6. At 5th was the result, so
wow.
he did us proud.
Good prediction, well done. Very good indeed. It's disappointing about the race yesterday, because otherwise, judging by the Geronimo has been showing over the course of the weekend, it could have been a very different story this weekend, couldn't it? The winner makes his way down into Parc Fermé. So does the second place car. Leon Wong brings the number 1 car into Parc Fermé, and so too the number 5 car of Sabino Osorio Matthias Lai. All Mitsubishis down in Parc Fermé. Confirmation on the screen that the race will not be restarted. And what pace! Wow, amazing. Not just the race winner, but a dominant faster slap of the race as well. 2:35.3.
Yes, in a sense, it makes you want to know more about yesterday than today, doesn't it? By saying to the winning driver, Chan Chi-ha, what was going on, what went wrong yesterday?
And I think the day before.
Yeah.
I've got all of the papers here. I might just, while they are just getting out, just see.
Leon Wong is pretty happy with his second place, though. Look, even though he's not the winner this year, he's still happy to be second, and after some good fighting, takes that second spot.
So the qualifying time for Chan Chi-ha was at 2:39. So they've found good pace in the car, haven't they, since qualifying?
There is the car that's second in the 1650 class, Junior Pereira. Fiesta the class was won by number 21 of Roman Kit. So the winning drivers then will go to the scales, then over to the podium. The Hons bring Lam Hong Phai's 3rd place Peugeot RCZ into Parc Fermé. So Loman Kit, Junior Pereira and Lam Hong Phai.
Look at the celebrations. That's what it means. That's what it means to win at Macau. Super scenes.
And he was second. Junior Pereira was second in class. He didn't even win it.
That is absolutely wonderful. And well, we say that the passion runs high at Macau.
There's your class winner, who's quite restrained.
Yep, yep. All in a day's work. Very cool.
So Loman Kit out of the car.
Keep going, keep going.
I love seeing these celebrations in Parc Fermé. Wonderful weekend. It certainly is. It's a special weekend in Macau, and when you are a local driver and you experience the podium at Macau, it's something to savour every single moment. The win, Chan Chi-ha in car number 25 in the Mitsubishi Evo 9. And very soon, the drivers will be making their way along to the podium. And I'm pretty sure that we will have an overall podium and class podiums as well, which will be for the 2-litre category, the overall top 3 that will be, and for the 1600 category as well, which I hope we do get, because judging by the celebrations in Parc Fermé, that podium is going to be one to enjoy, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Junior Pereira, you saw celebrating. He was second in the class to Loman Kit and ahead of Lam Hong Phai. But if that's how he is in Parc Fermé, just wait till he gets on the podium.
Gets presented with a bottle of bubbly to enjoy. We saw the motorcycle riders enjoying the first champagne shower of the day.
It won't be as bubbly as him. He's absolutely fizzing at the moment. So a really lively way to start the day with the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge.
And that was a highlight, wasn't it? Right at the end, the celebrations down in Park Fairmate as we await the podium. But you do, passions run really high, don't they, at this event? And if you realise you're going to be on the podium at your home race, the highlight of the motorsport calendar each year, then yeah, you can afford to be pretty pleased with yourself.
Indeed, if you can survive a race like that, a demanding race around the gear circuit, and get into the top 3, then a job well done. Junior Pereira absolutely elated with that result, and so also will Chan Chi-ha. Will get the drivers to the podium very shortly. Lots more racing to enjoy. 2 GT races, one for the GT4 and GTC cars, one for GT3 machinery. 2 touring car races, one for TCR Asia Challenge, one for the Chinese Touring Car Championship, the TCR Asia Challenge, also the gear race, and of course we will have the Formula 4 Grand Prix as well to round out what has been a fantastic weekend thus far, with more of an international flavour as well, as the world just starts to open up, make life a little easier in the area, and the international drivers coming back, accepting a week of quarantine, but eager to come and race at the gear circuit once more.
And as you can see in the background, it might be Grand Prix Day at Macau, but people do have business to be attending to, and normal life goes on just the other side of the wall, and that's very much a feature. The everyday life of Macau continues throughout the 4 days of the Macau Grand Prix. 69th Macau Grand Prix this year in 2022. First event I came along to was the 60th celebration year, and or maybe that was the second event that I did here, but they had quite a 60th.
Yes, you rather forget just how long the event has been going, and how it has evolved from being very much a local event to becoming the international success story that it has become, with the adoption of Formula 3 for the single-seaters, the Group A touring car regulations as they were in the mid-1980s, likes of TWR and Schnitzer across, and the more recent inclusion of GT3 for the GT Cup. The podium awaits, and we have the drivers there. And 2 podiums, the over 1950cc turbo class and the up to 1650 class as well, and the drivers then are about to be called forward along with the presenters.
Our podium for the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge Race 2 1600cc Turbo. 3rd place driver, number 72, Lam Hong Fai. Congratulations. 2nd place driver, number 46, Da Costa Pereira Junior Emmanuel. Congratulations. 1st place driver, number 21, Loi Man Kit.
And here he comes, and 2 hands in the air to take the applause of the crowd. We rather thought that might be a good celebration.
Now, may I invite Dr. Hui Gunya, Secretary General of SJM Resource SA, to present the trophy to our 3rd place driver.
And there is Dr. Rui Cunha, the Secretary General of SJM Resorts SA, who will present to the 3rd placed driver in the 1600cc turbo class, which is Lam Hong Fai.
Congratulations.
And then
now may I
Angela
invite
Leong,
Ms.
the
Angela
Leong,
Director of SJM Resorts SA, to present the trophies to our
Junior
2nd
Pereira
place and our
and to
winner.
the winner, Lo Man Kit. So there is Junior Pereira, who has been delighted with his success now that he's got a trophy. Very, very happy he is. And there's the winner of the 1600cc turbo class, Lo Man Kit, with the Mini. Comes out on top.
Group photo.
I just thought we were going to have a little trophy kissing there, but we stopped short of that with the celebrations for 2nd place. Photographic opportunity, and then they'll all get together, I would imagine, for
Thank you to our trophy presenting
a photograph
guests.
of all of them. And as the presenters make their way off the podium, busy time backstage, leaving the drivers on the top step of the podium. they'll be preparing trophies for our next podium presentation for the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge,
which is the over 1950cc turbo class. So there are the drivers from, if you like, Class B, the smaller engined car class, with Junior Pereira second in the class, loving every moment of this.
Super.
Next podium.
So low
SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge, race 2 overall,
and
1950cc
the
turbo. Third place driver,
big
number
class.
5, Osorio Matias Le Sabino.
And a thumbs up as Sabino Matias
Second place
makes his
driver,
way onto
number
the
1,
third step of the podium. That's the one.
Gets lost, yes. Leon Wong for second place, winner last year here. But Chan Chi Ha, the race winner, from 16th on the grid. That is quite some drive.
And our winner, number 25, Chan Chi Ha.
Almost a jump start there to get onto the podium. Had to wait for his wait for the lights out.
So the trophies will be brought forward, and again, Rui Cunha, the Secretary General of SJM Resorts, will present the third placed driver to Sabino Osorio Matias Le.
Osorio Matias Le Sabino.
Takes the garland and then the trophy.
Congratulations. May I now invite Ms. Angela Leung, Director of SJM Resorts SA, to present the trophy to our second place driver and to also our winner. First to Wong Wan Long. Now to number 25, Chan Chi Ha. Congratulations. Let's get closer to the middle for a group photo.
Can afford to be very happy with that performance. Fastest lap of the race as well, 2:35.372.
And a winning margin of 4 seconds. I know that was the lap before the red flag, but even so, it's quite a margin.
Thank you to our trophy presenting guests again.
Yesterday's winner, Chu Hu Fong, who did lead today, ending up in 13th place with problems. So 13th he was classified as the drivers get together then on the top step of the podium. Thumbs up. And a very happy team down in the pit lane. Great start to the car racing day then at the Gear circuit. The SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge gives an impressive win from 16th on the grid to Chan Chi Ha.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our podium for the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge Race 2 overall. Third place driver, number 5, Osorio Matias Le Sabino.
So there's a lot of silverware to collect for the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge.
Attention in the paddock. Attention in the paddock. Macau Greater Bay Area GT Cup competitors. Paddock gate will open in 5 minutes. Paddock gate will open in 5 minutes.
So that was
second
the
place driver,
paddock announcement,
Wong Wan Long,
indicating our next race of the day, as Wong Wan Long makes his way onto the second step of the podium for the overall.
Our winner, number 25, Chan Chi Ha.
Chan Chi Ha about to receive more silverware and climb aboard the top step of the podium. Does so now.
May I now invite Dr. Rui Cunha, Secretary General of SJM Resorts SA, to present the trophy to our third place driver, number 5, Osorio Matias Le Sabino. Congratulations.
And another trophy.
May I now invite Ms. Angela Leung, Director of SJM Resorts SA, to present the trophy to our second place driver, number 1, Wong Wan Long.
So last year's winner,
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have the honor to invite Mr. Poon Wing Kuhn, President of the Sports Bureau and Coordinator of the Macau Grand Prix Organizing Committee, to present the trophy to our winner, our champion, number 25, Chan Chi Ha.
And the overall winner's trophy now held aloft.
For a group photo.
And the opportunity with the presenters and the drivers and the girls as well, all with their trophies and their podium garlands as well.
Our trophy presenting guests.
That's one for the family album, isn't it? Very proud moment.
And it's great that the entry is as strong as it is, isn't it?
May I invite the other
drivers being able to find the funding to come racing once more, and the the
to join us
local race.
for the victory shower.
Always a key part of Macau Grand Prix weekend. So great to see returning faces and some new faces on that grid as well.
I think we're about to have our celebration of bubbly, but with our class winners as well. So the 1600, oh, this might be fun. All 6 drivers onto the podium. A photographic opportunity first of all, and then, yep, there are 6 rather large bottles
champagne time, my friends,
of bubbly that are about to be distributed, and this could be a podium celebration rather to enjoy. 6 bottles, still posing for the cameras at the moment. No one wants to leave the grid first with the champagne, do they? Still thinking about the photograph opportunity, because this is a special moment. It's very grand, isn't it, the podium at Macau?
It is an event, capital A, capital E. You
Yeah.
don't find garlands very often these days. The trophies are always impressive, and it's a proper podium ceremony, as you say. And so everybody there for the group photograph, and then the champagne is at their feet.
And so they are charged with 6 rather nice bottles of champagne that I think they've decided they might save for a celebration. There is disappointment in the crowd, I think.
Quite, yeah.
They didn't get their celebration. I think it was a look at the label. Oh, hang on. That's quite a nice bottle. That we'll save that.
That's a nice drop there.
It is.
So great scenes on the podium, and the SJM Macau Roadsport Challenge goes the way of Chan Chi Ha. We'll turn our attention in a few minutes' time to GT racing here at Macau.